Today, I'm gonna show you my complete SEO checklist for 2020. In fact, this is the same checklist I've used to get first-page Google rankings for competitive keywords like keyword research tools and SEO Campaign. I'm gonna walk you through my entire SEO checklist for 2020, step by step. Keep reading. When I first got started with SEO, I had no idea what I was doing. So, I started to search for things like how to get higher Google rankings and how to SEO my site, and despite following all the advice that I read, my traffic didn't budge. It was really frustrating. I hate you, Google. Today, my site brings in hundreds of thousands of visits per month, mostly from Google, and major media sites like Entrepreneur have called me an SEO genius. My secret: I developed a repeatable, step-by-step SEO process, and that's exactly what I'm gonna share with you right now. So let's kick things off with step number 1 of this SEO checklist for 2020, set up essential SEO tools and plugins. Your first step is to make sure that you have 3 important SEO tools set up and ready to go. The first tool that every site needs to have is the Google Search Console. This tool makes it super easy to track your site's performance in Google. It can also help you find technical SEO problems that are holding you back, but most important of all, the Search Console shows you the exact keywords that you rank for and where you rank for them. And unlike third-party tools, this data comes straight from Google, so you know it's legit. The next tool you want to set up is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is the best way to see how people find and use your website, but that's just scratching the surface. With Google Analytics, you can do all sorts of cool stuff like find pages on your site that bring you traffic, identify the exact websites that send you traffic, your site's bounce rate, paid views, and time on site, and lots more. Finally, if your site runs on WordPress, you need to install the Yoast SEO Plugin. Yoast is by far the most popular SEO plugin on the planet, and for good reason. Yoast makes it super easy to make your WordPress site SEO-friendly right out of the box. Step number 2: find keywords that customers search for. It's no secret that keyword research is super important. The question is, how do you find keywords that your customers search for? Here are 3 simple techniques. First, find long-tail keywords with Google Suggest. To use this technique, type the keyword into Google, but don't press enter or the search button. Instead, take a look at the keywords that Google shows you. Google only suggests keywords that people are actually searching for, so when you see a Google search suggestion, you know that lots of people are searching for the term. Next, find keywords with the Google Keyword Planner. The Google Keyword Planner is Google's official keyword research tool. This tool is technically designed for Google Ads, but it's still super useful for SEO keyword research. To use it, just enter a seed keyword and check out the suggestions that the tool spits out. Finally, spy on online communities. That's all there is to it. Fortunately, this isn't as creepy as it sounds. I'm talking about reading threads on sites like Reddit, Quora, and online forums. All you need to do is head over to the community and find questions that crop up again and again. For example, I noticed that a big chunk of the threads on the paleo subreddit are all about paleo and keto desserts, so if you ran a site in the paleo niche, terms like best paleo desserts and keto-friendly desserts would be great keywords to target. With that, let's jump into the next step. Step number 3, keyword optimize your content. So, you've installed all of the important SEO tools, and you've found a handful of keywords. Now it's time to actually optimize your site. First, use your keyword in the first 100 words of your page. Google puts more weight on terms that show up at the top of your page, so make sure you use your keyword once here. For example, on this post for my site, you can see that I use the term SEO tools right off the bat. Next, use your keyword in the beginning of your title tag. Just like with your page's content, Google puts a little bit of extra weight on terms that show up early in your title tag. For example, my main keyword for this post is SEO case study, and, as you can see, my title tag starts off with that keyword. Third, use short URLs that include your target keyword. Why is this important? Well, a recent SEO industry study found a correlation between short URLs and higher Google rankings, so you'll want to keep your URLs short and sweet. For example, this post on my site uses a super short URL, and that short URL is one of the main reasons that this page ranks number 1 in Google for my target keyword, SEO techniques. Last up, you want to use your keyword in of H1, H2, or H3 tag. Honestly, H tags aren't really that important, but every little bit helps, especially if you're trying to target competitive keywords. For example, my main keyword for this page is content marketing tools, so I use that exact keyword inside of an H2 tag. Simple. Moving right along, let's quickly blast through the 4th step in the SEO checklist for 2020. Step number 4: find and fix technical SEO issues and errors. The truth is, technical SEO problems can tank your rankings, so if your site has technical SEO problems, you'll want to find and fix them right away. Here's how. First, make sure that your site is mobile-friendly. As you might have heard, Google now runs on a mobile-first index, which means if your site isn't optimized for mobile devices, it won't rank. What the heck, I can't click anything. Fortunately, you can easily see your site's mobile friendliness with the Google Mobile Friendly test. Just pop in a page from your site, and Google will tell you whether or not your page is mobile-friendly. Next, ID crawl errors. A crawl error just means that Google is having trouble indexing all the content on your site, and if they can't index your page, it's not gonna rank. You can easily find crawl errors in the Google Search Console using the coverage report. Finally, improve your site's page speed. Your site's loading speed is a confirmed ranking factor. Now, to be clear, in my experience, page loading speed isn't gonna make or break your rankings, but in general, the faster your site loads, the better. To evaluate your site's loading speed, check out Google's Page Speed Insights and webpageatus.org. Both tools give you a benchmark for how quickly your site loads. They also hook you up with recommendations to help you speed things up. Nice. And now it's time for our next step. Step number 5: create content designed to rank in Google. There's no denying it, if you want to rank in Google, you need to publish great content. But what is great content, exactly? It's content that's great. In my mind, great content is content that actually ranks in Google. And now I'm going to show you exactly how to create the type of content that ranks on the first page of Google. First, create awesome content with the skyscraper technique. The skyscraper technique is a 3-step formula for creating amazing content. In fact, I used this technique to double my search engine traffic in 2 weeks. Here's the 3-step process. First, find a piece of content in your industry that's popular. Next, create something even better, and finally, promote that content. For